When you was trying to control Whitney, they was kicking your ass out the door. So how you gonna be mad at those people for not doing what you couldn't do? Let's go up. Let's go up. Hello, lovers. If you have not already done so, please remember to like and share this video because it is so important to my success here on the YouTube. And if you do not have a retirement/investment plan in place through your employer, please check out the Acorn app below. It'll change your life. Now, let's talk about Robyn Crawford's A Song for You, chapters 23, 24, and the epilogue, part 9. So, when we left off on part 8, Robyn was playing hardball, like she had, a pot, 2 piston, and a window to throw it out of. But Whitney called her and said, "Are you sure you want to do this, Robyn? Are you sure?" I said in the previous video that I believe the reason why Robyn was able to stay with Whitney so long was because I believe that Whitney coddled her. So now that her mother has passed, now that she don't have Whitney no more, what does she do? So what she did was she decided to pack all her stuff and run to the West Coast. I swear, women always running, thinking that the resolve is over there. Bitches get on my nerves. Listen, y'all know I'm married to a whole woman, but gay bitches get on my nerves. I'm sorry. Women, oh God, these bitches so emotional. She grabbed the shit, ran all the way over there to the West Coast. She sold her condominium, grabbed all her assets, serviced the Range Rover, and ran over there and got her old condo July 6, 2000. She still ain't got no job. What she said was, "I'm going to give myself a year to chill, and then I'll get myself together." Now, here we go. A phone call calls from Sylvia. Okay. Now, that's another one of the problems. I believe that, Robyn, you can't have it both ways. You can't separate yourself from Whitney, want to quit the job, but at the same time, you still want to remain her best friend. You know what the situation is. You left the situation because of her and Bobby. You left that, but you still want to stay close to it. Like, what are you doing? Are you playing games? So Robyn got a phone call from Sylvia. Okay. Sylvia say, Whitney want to talk to you. Whitney and Robyn get on the phone and they have like a quick conversation. "Hey, how you like it on the West Coast?" "Oh, it's different. It is what it is. And then they hung up the phone. It's like small talk, right? So after that, later on, Sylvia would call like every other month, something like that. Robyn later found out that Sylvia was prompted by Whitney Houston to call her. Remember I told you in the last part that she had a nervous breakdown because she presented her friend, I forget the friend's name, that worked at a record label, the girl group that she was working with. The lady had a bad day and she took the CD or tape or album, I don't know what year it was, and threw it. And Robyn internalized it and got in her feelings. So now she back working with that group, okay, who she had a nervous breakdown on when the lady threw the CD and she thought, "Oh, my life is over." Okay. She back working with the group Sunday. That's the name of them. Oh, but this is funny, child. So Capitol signed the girls Sunday. They already had 2 songs. Robyn paid $120,000 for the masters, and Capitol was like, "Okay, we'll work with it." Now, at this point, what Robyn doing is she is traveling with the girl group Sunday, doing promo tours, right? But this is the thing. So the little girls were resistant to her authority, Because my thing is, Robyn said she was taking the little girls down there to go shopping, okay? And when she picked them up, they came out the door with bonnets and Scooby-Doo slippers and pajama pants, okay? But if you pick them up from the hood, what you think? You have to groom the little girls, okay? It's not like it's the 60s where the parents took pride in making the little girls wear dresses and ruffled, Barbie socks. And the little boys wore suspenders to school anymore. This is the 2000s, baby. Things are different now. I guess Robyn thought that the little girls were supposed to automatically be little baby Whitney Houston, even though Whitney Houston was old thug herself. But the label groomed Whitney. So now New York Vibe magazine was doing a shoot with artists and their proteges. So you know that although Robyn doesn't work for Whitney anymore, Robyn is still working for the management group. So Robyn took the girls, the Bonnet Chronicles, over there to Vibe magazine to meet up with Whitney so that Whitney could be, shotted with her group Sunday, because they had a group together. I forget the name of the group, the management company. I forget. Anyway, the Bonnet Chronicle bitches, i.e. Sunday, was there at the video shoot with Whitney Houston. Robyn and Whitney didn't really have a lot of time to talk to each other, because when the opportunity arose, Bobby was like, Whitney! Down to the girls. The girls made number 38 on the overall charts and number 98 on the pop charts. Capitol wasn't fucking with them. They never released the album. That part of her life was extra over. If it wasn't over with before, it was over with now. So Here we are. We're talking about mental illness with her sister, Bina, i.e. Michelle. Okay, but Bina is what her name is, right? I don't know her to walk up to her and be like, hey, what's up, Bina? I don't know her to do that, but that's what they calling her in the book, right? She knew that her sister had some kind of mental illness going on, because there were times where Bina was left in her house and was covering up the TVs with either, tape and paper, or, curtains or covers or something like that. Listen to me. That is the first sign of crazy. Now, most cases, that's after they done smoked the dipper and they ain't never came back. They went out there on the dipper, but they never came back home. They physically came back home, but mentally they still over dead, okay? So when you see that, don't even take your chances. Don't come in the house and be like, are you okay? Call 911. Because Bina was married. Oh, I didn't know that. But Bina was married. And her husband had called Robyn and said, listen, the police just called me and told me that Bina was down there to the bridge walking around talking to herself. So they got her. They took her to the hospital. And this is where Bina's husband and her sister Robyn agreed that she would go on or would continue taking her bipolar meds, and that Robyn would assist her or take care of her, because mothers always be like, take care of each other, right? So Bina is now staying with Robyn, and I'm like, Robyn, girl, you can barely take care of yourself. Why didn't you leave her with her husband? This is where she reminisces also about her mother telling her that her family had a fragile mental state, because she remembers her uncle, her mother's brother, being very weird when she grew up. So what happened was Bina received her diagnosis of bipolar at 32. And what triggered it was when her mother passed. That was the beginning of her mental breakdown. So here we are, April the next year. And Arista, the label, Whitney Houston's label, called her out of the blue and said, hey, we got a marketing position open. Would you be interested? Robyn said, yes. But the position was in New York. And, she was down there trying to get her life right over there on the West Coast. Robyn was excited about the job. She flew her ass over there to the East Coast and met with L.A. Reid, and everything seemed promising. Robyn called Whitney and was like, Whitney, Ersta just called me and asked me did I want a job in marketing. Do you have anything to do with this? She said no. So in May, after she started interviewing for the marketing position, Whitney's attorney called Robyn out of the blue. Robyn was like, oh yeah, sure, I don't mind, because of course, Robyn knows who the attorney is because she's worked with Whitney for so long. Oh, but this wasn't the same bitch. This was somebody else that was asking questions, and Robyn felt attacked. So basically, what she said to the person was, listen, if Whitney Houston got questions for me, then Whitney Houston can call me herself. Click them. Now, Whitney called back. Bitch, all you had to do is say yes or no and slam the phone down. Now, this is Robyn's perspective. They asking me all these questions that we've answered 100 times before. They asked me, did I ever live with you? They asked me, did we ever hunch? They asking all these questions. It is insulting to me for me to have to answer these questions. But what she did find out was that the questions from the attorney had come from a magazine interview that Whitney was connected to. And I'm still confused as to, okay, I'm finna do an interview. Why the fuck wouldn't you prompt me for this interview? But it was old tabloid, Globe magazine type thing. So she in her 40s, she's confused about her sexuality. One day, Robyn was having a conversation with her sister. She was like, Bina, I'm ready to love. Bina bust out laughing because she know that her sister full of shit. So you going to call back Lisa, the same Lisa who you shitted on before because you wasn't ready to love. So now, you in the mood to love again. So you want to contact Lisa again? It couldn't be me. It couldn't be me. Bina was laughing at her, and I would have laughed in her face too. Eventually, Robyn called Lisa and said, look, Lisa, I'm fitting to go over there on the East Coast again because I am interviewing for a position over there at Arista. Okay, now remember, Lisa don't work at Arista no more. I think Lisa is still working for GQ magazine, right? As far as Robyn knows, oh, she got the job. So here we are in June the same year. Lisa flies back to the West Coast to help Robyn pack, to haul her stuff right back to the East Coast. See what I mean? Bitches always jumping out there. Now, when she moved back to the East Coast, she still got her sister with her. So what she's doing is her and Bean are living with her Judy, Susan, because, her and Lisa are just friends. It ain't like she can just move her sister who has bipolar and her stuff back into Lisa's house. No, they not there yet. They not there. When everybody's over there back on the East Coast living with Susan, Robyn's good. She's just like, I'm waiting for the contract to arrive on July 31st. Negro, that contract did not arrive. That girl called them people and said, hey, yeah, this is Robyn. What's going on? The man said, L.A. Reid didn't call you, girl. No, she didn't call me. I know it's a he. No, she didn't call me. And I said she because this is some bitch ass shit to do. Well, let me talk to him. L.A. gets on the phone. Oh, yeah, Robyn. Yeah, it's not going to work out like that. So you didn't have this lady to move her entire life from the West Coast to the East Coast. Never mind the fact that she shouldn't have left the East Coast in the first goddamn place. But you ain't even had the courtesy to call her. Here she is. She's still living with Susan. All she got is $5,000 in her name, to her name, and her sister in the other room. So she got two people living off of her friend, and all she got is $5,000 to her name, okay? And she ain't got no damn job. So what happens is Robyn calls her Judy, Dolly, who lives down there in Atlanta, and tell her about the situation, okay? Dolly said, we love Bina. Send Bina on down here. Robyn said, now, my sister take bipolar medicine. She, and. Dolly said, we love Bina. Me and my husband will take good care of her. Send her to us. I know that she had opened the door to Lisa, but the problem was that she was now placed in a position of shame because she was here on the East Coast after she done told this girl that she had a job. She done packed everything up. She's embarrassed. Okay? She's thoroughly embarrassed and she is thoroughly ashamed. I have nothing They done threw me in a trick bag round here. I don't know what's going on. Ain't nobody say anything. I talked to L.A. Reid about the situation. He was like, well, I can't talk about it. You can't talk about it, nigga. But I done moved my whole life and you ain't had the courtesy enough to call me and say, bitch, answer. No. What she started to do is to drive past her old house. Okay? I don't know why that just gives you encouragement, but she said driving past her old house from time to time just gave her power and energy to heal herself. So once she accepted herself and her position that she was in, then she reached out to call Lisa and to be free and honest with her about the position she was in. It was now Lisa is open again to pursuing a relationship with Robyn. But what she said to her was, you have to get some kind of therapy. Kudos to you for telling the bitch Robyn to get therapy, because bitch, you need some help. Robyn ain't had no insurance, so she had to drudge her ass down there to Bellevue Hospital. You know, Bellevue Hospital is like our DC General, okay? Y'all niggas know about DC General if you from the DMV, okay? I know half of y'all's like, that shit still open? Yes, that shit is still open. At the DC General, Bellevue, to get her old Medicaid card so she can get some therapy. It helped. It definitely helped. September 7th, 2001, Whitney is singing at Madison Square Garden for an event for Michael Jackson. Whitney looked a hot ass mess. Now, Robyn is attending NA meetings. Okay, now here she is again thinking she better than everybody else because she don't do booger sugar just as much as everybody else. Because what she was doing was comparing herself to the other people who were there in the meeting. She felt like because she wasn't doing hard drugs and shooting juggy and doing it every day that she was better than somebody else. That's the bullshit that I'm talking about Robyn that pisses me off. And she said in the book, yeah, I wasn't like them. Bitch, but I'm not like you. I have had an edible in my life, but I would never be a you. You see how that works, Robyn? You see how that works? You think you better than them, but here, if I was just like you, then I would think I was better than you. No. If you use, you use. Period. You're not, because she admitted at this point that she has the booger sugar urges. Child, I ain't never had a booger sugar urge, Robyn. Does that make me better than you? The therapist put her on a low dosage of antidepressant because she was labeled depressed. You know why you was depressed? Because you ain't had no life. You spent your entire life chasing somebody else's dreams instead of your own. Now, from time to time, she reached out by phone to try to call Whitney after that, but there was no response. Finally, what she did, per the therapist, was write Whitney a letter. She never mailed it, though. The letter that she wrote to Whitney was beautiful. It wasn't nothing like, oh, I wish I could, suck on you again. It was just coming from a place of care, okay? Lisa came in the house and said, I got a gift for you. It's a whole, event going on over there, and I want you to come with me. So at this event, L.A. Reid was going to be there, and Robyn was determined to, get up in her face and say, what happened? Because you didn't give me an answer the last time we talked as to why my position just disappeared in smoke. So when Robyn approached her, L.A. Reid said, Whitney didn't think that it was good for you to work with the label. Robyn was like, I don't believe it. Somebody else intervened. Why you can't believe it, Robyn? Why wouldn't you believe that Whitney could be a whole bitch sometimes? July 20th, 2002, Robyn said that Lisa bought a house. She didn't say they bought a house. She said that Lisa bought a house. And Robyn's way of contributing to the home was to be there to assist the contractors, to schedule the contractors so they don't, overlap each other. Anything demolition wise that she could do herself, she would do that. So she did physically invest into the home. Robyn is fitting to grab all her shiz and move into the house now. Now she went down there to a storage But she found out that the storage gangsters had went through. Yeah, they G'd her. They took her studio equipment. They took her Whitney Houston tour jackets. And what else? Well, I guess ain't nothing else was important. Now, she has a job at the front desk of the tennis club. Now, she got fired from that because the people was like, you talk too much and you watch too much basketball. I mean, it happens. I mean, it's true. Ain't nothing in me that said, ooh, that don't seem, everything about that sounds true, sounds right. She loved basketball. And because this book was 9 hours long, we know the bitch loved to talk. After she left the tennis club, now she working on a farm, child. She liked it because basically you could be out there all day by yourself working. Now, Whitney, at this point, Whitney is calling from time to time. Robyn wanted to help, but stayed in her place. You know, I guess she realized that being in a relationship with somebody who is basically paying for your overhead, it would be best that you leave that Whitney Houston shit alone. They had an agreement, okay, even though there was a line drawn, that whenever Whitney needed Robyn, their door was to remain open to her. Child, that was an understanding. I'm going to leave that alone. While working with Ricky Minor, because she was doing some small work for a small event or something like that with him, that Whitney and Bobby so happened to be there. She got to speak with Whitney for a spell, but of course Bobby intervened like, break that up, get that out of here. So in May 2005, Lisa looked out for Robyn and got her a job with ESPN. And it was kind of like her dream job because what they needed was somebody who already worked in the business and who had a knowledge of sports. I mean, that job was made for her. Whitney Houston's executive assistant, and she played ball in college. You know, she got fired from the other job because her ass was watching basketball all day. So, Lisa, again, is telling Robyn, you way too involved in this situation with Whitney, okay? You need to focus on us. So what ended up happening was now Robyn is really drawing the line. Now she's not reaching out to Sylvia no more. She's stopping the phone calls where people are calling, saying Whitney doing this, Whitney not doing that. Y'all should have been stopped at. Robyn, you should have been stopped accepting those calls. Because how you going to move on from that chaos until you put a wall up and the same wall that you put up so you wouldn't love Lisa in the first place. But now Lisa is taking care of you. Need to be the same wall you put up in front of Whitney Houston and all that bullshit. We're talking. So now her and her wife decides to adopt twins. They got their twins from Georgia. Now, they eating dinner with friends, and this is when they learned that Whitney Houston passed. The alleged details of her death enraged Robyn because she felt like the people who were surrounding her were not taking care of her and protecting her. Bitch, that's not your job. Let me tell you the trick bag, okay? The trick bag is Robyn thought he was going to be there for 48 hours. Nigga, no. He said, the diamond dude said, oh yeah, we'll take care of you on Thursday. Robyn was like, Thursday? You know how many niggas I'm going to kill if I don't get the fuck out of the D by tomorrow? I'm not going to lie. This was the best sex scene out of all the episodes. I will say that. I mean, it was titties everywhere. His titties was bouncing. Her titties was bouncing. And if you recall, when you was trying to take care of her before, it didn't work. Okay? See, that's the problem. Robyn thought that she could fix everything, do everything. She thought she was everything to Whitney. No, you were not. Bobby Brown was everything to Whitney. Okay. When you was trying to control Whitney, they was kicking your ass out the door. So how you gonna be mad at those people for not doing what you couldn't do? I finally called her, meaning Nippy Inc. Nippy, them motherfuckers ain't got no job no more, Inc. Called her and said, how many tickets you want, Robyn? She said, I need 5 for me and my people and Sylvia and her daughter. They said, Sylvia can't come here no more. That bitch ain't welcome. When she got to the funeral, the pews 1 through 7. Do they call them pews in the Baptist church? There was no place to sit at all. The 8th row was for Nippy's staff, for Nippy Inc., right? Robyn had nowhere to sit, so what she did was she pulled the tape back and she sat down there at row 7, okay? They tried to move her, but one of Nippy Inc., one of the nice people from Nippy Inc. was like, leave her alone. Bobby Brown came through with 9 people. I said, 9? So, anyway, they told Bobby to move, and Bobby just left because he didn't want to cause no problems. Okay. Thank you. Okay, bye-bye, boo.
Bye. Don't forget to like this video.
Yeah. Okay, let's wrap this up. My nephew here. So, okay. So, what she does is she inquires about the last tour and the rehab endeavors, right? And this is where she finds out that Whitney had to do the you took your Whitney had to do the last tour, or her and Bobby Christina was going to be put out on the street. That really Whitney needed money. So then she moves on to talk about Bobby Christina's death and her regrets for not intervening with Bobby Christina.